My thought is, when computer came, did you see the jobs going down?
No,
No, not really, right?
and that is what I'm side of debate also. Like you see, there were used to be a ghoda gadi before. Then came the auto
It's part of
rickshaw,
evolution.
cars, evolution. I think people then Ola and Uber when came, people thought that a lot of jobs will be lost. I think there are more taxis now than auto, and people who are smart enough started driving taxis, and they then bought
No,
taxis.
look at Zomato, look
Correct.
at some of the other food companies, Blinkit and all. In my view, they're really big job creators, right?
Correct.
A person who's uneducated can now make a good living.
Yeah. I speak to a lot of people.
So there's always, I think the technology will keep on evolving. Right? You and I can't stop it, right? So whether we like it or not, jobs will go or not, jobs will get augmented, in my view, right? So they always do, right? And the next big thing probably is already there, right? Knocking at our door. But if I look at technology per se, when I started 2 decades back, I've seen the industry grow and grow and grow. More tech creates more tech problems. You need more people to solve them, right? Now, if you didn't have a laptop, you didn't have a Microsoft Excel or whatever you use for Outlook, your life was simple, right? There's a piece of paper, maybe write a
And
letter.
once you're left office, there's nobody's bothering you.
So now you're in a constant state of doing something, and if things are not working, you'll need to have support people or some kind of a technology help. And that's why most of the companies that are cross 200 odd will have a dedicated support IT, internal IT, right? So I don't think AI is going to eat them. I think it's going to make the workforce evolve, which means that maybe our children would probably eat and breathe AI, right? So everything is being done by the system, the mundane stuff, and then probably they are doing something which is beyond that, right? So and also look at it from a social perspective. I think from a healthcare point of view. So if I look at the industries, I think it's got more positive than negative. Predicting cancer before 2 years before you really get it, to me is a bold statement that a human cannot do, no matter what you do.
You just take a picture and then it will predict.
Yeah, so I was a part of the Watson team when we did healthcare, right? And we were running Watson to actually analyze all the different radiology, X-rays and all of that, right? And I think this was like long time back, right? It was at a stage where it could actually predict a tumor a year in advance, right? So to me, that's a big. It's nailing it at the bud before, or cancer for that matter. So I think, or imagine that if someone just takes my X-rays and figures out, hey, your trend of your cell biological structure is changing and it's moving towards a carcinogenic
I think
structure
it's on a larger level because especially in the field of medical, so we don't have many doctors. We are not producing n number of doctors. There is stagnancy, not growing demand and supply chain. So with use of technology like AI especially in cancer or any healthcare, so it will have a larger impact.
Exactly.
It will reach to a lot of people effectively. For example, if you have a mobile app, like maybe at the PHC level someone is not able to identify whether it's cancer or not, so take a picture, upload it, and it will tell you, so the person who's basic let's say not pro in that thing, they'll also tell you whether he has a cancer or not, and you'll get early treatment and detect. So I think this is going to change.
It's going to change because if you look at it, when you go to a physician, so if you go to a physician today, he'll typically ask you a few questions, right? Check your fever, pulse, maybe blood pressure, which is something that's on your watch today.
Correct.
Right? Or you have a machine to do it. Now, if I could enter that, I could have a conversation with the AI bot who's asking me these questions. Hey, do you have fever? Yes, I do. Are you getting shivers in the night? Yes, I do. And it's isolating, right? So your first, treatment, not for the advanced diseases, but your, the general flus of and all that we, seasonally get. All of that can be actually sorted, right? And again, there's aspect of compliance and whether medical board will approve or not. That's a different story. But if that can be done by assistant, and then a doctor looks at it and says, hey, now I don't need to spend 10 minutes. Within a minute, I can say this.
Correct.
This course of treatment looks okay. So he just stamps it, and the medicine, what to eat now, right? Now, look at it the other way. That's my experience, right? The doctors ask you to do a lot of these tests. You take a 20-page report. How much time do they take to look at it? They don't even flip all the pages. Not because they don't want to, probably because there's so much pressure. There are 40 patients waiting outside.
Correct.
So most of the times, how do you know the diagnosis he's doing is really good? And AI cannot do it better. So I think, especially in a country like ours, where, as you said, 1.3 billion people, doctors are not enough. The cost of medicine is going up. There are fundamental big problems that AI can solve, right? So to me, it's not going to displace jobs, it's going to augment jobs.
Coming back to the